Hi everyone, I hope you enjoy this video. Not only will it show who I am as a teacher, but by using Powtoon software you can see how I like to teach in the classroom through trying to be fun and use creative technology. Thanks for watching. I'm determined to give 100% toward motivating my students to do their best. With that mindset, my goal is that I am always prepared to teach a lesson that is challenging and engaging. Additionally, I want my lessons to be accessible to all my students, which means that I'm differentiating my lessons based on each student learning differently, whether it's kinesthetic, visual, audio, or if they have an IEP 504, etc. At the end of each day, I want to be able to tell myself that I did everything in my power to provide a fun, academically rigorous, and equitable lesson. I always want my students to see the practical purpose behind my teaching. They will always know that I'm teaching a lesson for a specific reason, of making them a better learner and/or a better person. An administrator once told me that the culture of the classroom has to be just so. He meant it needs to harbor respect. The students respecting the teacher and the teacher respecting the students. If there are students tearing up the class, then the classroom culture will never be one where students and the teacher can connect, where the teacher can build up each and every student to his or fullest potential. With that mindset, my classroom culture will be firm in its discipline and order, while also encouraging a fun and lively environment where students feel comfortable to be active in the learning and not passive. One of the reasons I love teaching is that I get the daily opportunity to be creative in my lessons. Nothing makes me happier than seeing the whole class engage when I'm teaching. When I witness that every student is engaged in my class, it becomes addicting and exciting, thinking about how the next lesson can achieve the same reaction. Some ways that I make my lessons exciting is that I love implementing games, interactive technology, age-appropriate pop culture, experiments, independent learning where students have choice, and most importantly, making myself real to my students. It is important for them to see me as a real person, someone who can connect with them and who cares about their lives. I do not see how it is possible for a teacher to not always be a learner. Literature is ever growing, technology is ever changing, the culture and world that students live in is constantly changing, and for myself, I'm humble enough to know that there are better teaching strategies that I barely scratch the surface of. I always want to be successful whenever I do. I know that educating myself is one of the most important tools toward that. I'm not for one readily getting into conversations with students that come across as a lecture. When students say out loud that they are dumb or stupid, I very sternly tell them that there are no stupid people and there are no smart people. We all make the decision to become smart or to hold ourselves back. I do not believe myself to be naturally smart or quick to learn something, but I work extremely hard and I reflect daily on how I can improve for the next day. That is the message I want my students to see reflected in my words and in how I carry myself throughout the day. If certain students have an IEP, or an English language learner, or might have a resource class, I make sure I'm communicating with their teachers in those areas and seeing how we can work together so that those students can keep up with the pace, but more importantly, grow in the areas needed. Additionally, if some of these learners have IEPs or 504s, I'm making sure I very carefully understand what their plan is and then implementing the necessary accommodations to make them successful learners.
Created using Powtoon.